That is the core of our message. There should be the openness to confront your locust. So overwhelming, overpowering, that the Egyptians can no longer stand it. A plague of locusts can wipe out all your hard work, all your investment, all your legacy, simply in a day or a week. And he will take care of it for you. If God is for us, who can ever be against us? Romans chapter 8 and verse 31. Officials. But he still refused. And that is why the destruction came upon him.
When we walk with the Lord in the light of His word, what a glory He shares on our way. When we do His good will, He abides with us still, and with all who will trust and obey. Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey.
Greetings. We continue our series on the book of Exodus. Today we're going to talk about a very important topic: character assassination. Character assassination. It means that it's not only human beings who can be assassinated, but the character of a human being can be assassinated. And once that is done, the person would even see himself as losing his emotional strength, psychological make, and other things. We want to do this by looking at Exodus chapter 23, verses 1 to 3. Exodus 23, 1 to 3. It says, "You must not pass along false rumors. You must not cooperate with evil people by lying on the witness stand. You must not follow the crowd in doing wrong. When you are called to testify in a dispute, do not be swayed by the crowd to twist justice, and do not slant your testimony in favor of a person just because that person is poor." We want to look at some few topics in this particular area, or in this particular text, that relates to character assassination. False rumors, malicious misrepresentations, false testimonies, and favoritism and partiality. For you to assassinate or kill somebody's character, these are some of the things that when you do, it would kill somebody's character. False rumors. 23 1a says, "You must not pass along false rumors." You must not pass along false rumors. It instructs believers to avoid spreading false reports. Sometimes we pass on information about people that come to us through wicked people who are set on destroying the character, the business, and marriages of others. We just pass on information which we know that would actually destroy somebody's name, but we do so. We are warned not to be channels in passing on unsubstantiated information concerning others. Just because it seems to come from a source that seems genuine does not really mean it is true. Don't pass on information and defend that it comes through second-hand sources. Ake, ake, as the guns will say. Yes, see, yes, see. Oh, did you hear? So they say, but have you checked? Because if you don't take care, you'll be one of the accomplices in actually assassinating somebody's character without knowing that you are part of this kind of thing. The second one, apart from false, is malicious misrepresentation. Exodus 23 1b says, "You must not cooperate with evil people by lying on the witness stand." Do not help a guilty person by being a malicious witness. This verse condemns the spreading of lies and the support of those who are clearly in the wrong. This verse warns us about participating in malicious testimony, both in a legal case or in dealing with cases involving other people. It could be in our families, in our church, in our workplace, in our organization or an association that we are with. Sometimes we deliberately do this to spite others or just to pull them down. We are warned here not to be accomplices or collaborators in denying justice and fairness to victims of circumstances. It is wrong to be a part of such gross injustice and misrepresentation of others that ends in the assassination of their character. We surely face the consequences of such actions, and we should not think we shall get away with it because God forbids such attitudes. The truth is just one, and we have to stand for the truth irrespective of who we are dealing with, whether it is our brother, our sister, our friend, even sometimes our pastors. Malice should not blur our good judgments. We should always stand for what is true and not be malicious and misrepresent people because of the fact that we have been caused to do so, or we want to please other people, or want to bootlick. The next is false testimonies. Exodus 23 verse 2 says, "You must not follow the crowd in doing wrong. When you are called to testify in a dispute, do not be swayed by the crowd to twist justice. When you give testimony in a lawsuit, do not pervert justice by siding with the crowd." This verse cautions against conforming to popular opinion when it contradicts what is right and just. It emphasizes the importance of upholding truth and justice even when it is unpopular. Satan is a crafter and agent of lies. So the moment we yield to wicked lies to convict an innocent person or to destroy the character of a man or woman, we are participating in the kingdom of darkness and not light. The next is favoritism and partiality. Exodus 23 verse 3 says, "And do not slant your testimony in favor of a person just because that person is poor." This verse highlights the need to avoid bias based on social status. Justice should be administered fairly regardless of wealth or poverty. This verse is a call to be honest, impartial, and courageous in upholding truth and justice in all situations, including legal matters. Sometimes bootlicking and being partial towards the rich, some ethnic groups, or political party will sway us into engaging in favoritism and partiality. Impartiality is what God really wants us to be because God Himself is impartial. God is not pleased with people who can just twist the truth so as to favor wrongdoers to assassinate the character of others. So, these are the things that God wants us to be doing, not to be partial, not to favor other people, not to side with the wrongdoer against somebody who is innocent because of our connections with that person. In conclusion, in all decisions concerning others, we should not be concerning others. In all decisions concerning others, it should not be based on rumors, gossips, backbiting, and popular wrongful opinion, but rather on righteousness, fairness, justice, and truthfulness. Remember, if you sow justice, you will actually reap justice. But if you sow injustice, you will reap injustice. If you sow truth, you will reap truth. Character assassination is sometimes worse than physical assassination. Are you going through such an ordeal by some people assassinating your character for no reason? Don't worry. Evil will never have the last word. God will surely be on your side. May God's presence and endurance and peace be with you if you are going through such. But if you are somebody who is indulging in that, God is not happy with you. And surely God will visit you with what you have visited others with in assassinating their characters. May God make us people who rather elevate people's character than actually rather depress, repress, and destroy other people's character. May we be people who will let other people's character rise by the way we are just and fair to them. God bless you.
This message to get in touch with other messages of the servants of God. Follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel.